What's up, guys? Destiny 2 is broken yet again. I know, shocking, right? And this bug is not only hilarious, it just deletes champions. And mostly for Unstop and Overload, they're just gone. Like, shoot them for like 0.1 second and they're just completely gone. No matter like what difficulty you're playing at, just completely deleted. And this bug revolves around the artifact perk Elemental Daze, where stunning a champion with an elemental weapon creates an elementally aligned explosion, applying a matching elemental debuff to them and nearby targets. I think the word elemental was used about 700 times in that paragraph, and I've been using this artifact mod since this DLC came out with a sunshot, and it's always felt really good, like incredibly strong. This is obviously on light, but even under light, just stunning a champion usually would do like a third of the health. But what the bug is that makes it completely broken is with the elemental exotics I have built in champion capabilities, like the Devil's Ruin. When I go in and stun an unstoppable champion, it will actually proc this artifact mod multiple times in a split second. And if you remember back in the day running GMs with like Div, this also works with Div, and if you remember, it usually like say air stun an overload champion like 5 times in the kill feed instantly, but they obviously fixed that, but it's still does the repeated stuns over and over, and that's what's causing the perk to activate multiple times. And this doesn't seem to work with anti-barrier, or at least I haven't gotten to work. Ehroar's Vow obviously just shoots too slow, and usually when you break a shield, it's just a one and done, compared to Overload where you can stun an Overload multiple times in like a fraction of a second. But definitely give Ehroar's Vow a try if you haven't. It's really strong with this artifact mod, where you're generally going to be like 2-hitting the champion anyways, so it's still really strong. So overall, the 2 best weapons by far are Div and Devil's Ruin, because they have incredibly high rate of fires and can re-trigger this perk multiple times by stunning the champion like 5-6 times instantly. And so not only is this bug incredibly strong, it's just really funny and definitely worth doing. If you've watched some of my recent videos where I've been using the Nessus Lost Sector for some gameplay on Master where I'm capped at 30 under, some of those champions in the portal when you're at that delta or on Kepler on like mythic mode are kind of raid bosses. Like, usually takes me a full Starfire fusion, a crossbow arrow, ignition, multiple shots with the rocket pulse just to kill one champion. Instead, I could just put on a primary Devil's Ruin and kill him in like 0.2 seconds. So yeah, it's definitely worth using, and even for Div, it's just comical versus Overloads, just how fast they just get deleted. So definitely do this while it's still working, and even once it is fixed eventually, this artifact mod is just S tier for this DLC and something you should be using anyways. And since this video brought me to the topic of Devil's Ruin, this did get buffed this DLC, so looking at that real quick, this rework is kind of like a dream pairing for Starfire currently. So now with exotic perk Close the Gap, final blows create fire sprites. After picking up a fire sprite, hold reload to enable a high power solar laser beam mode that is strong against unstoppable champions. Then the secondary perk, Solar Laser scorches targets hit and ignites them when defeated. So now every kill will create a fire sprite. There is a 4-second cooldown, but that's not long at all. So you'll be creating a lot of these fire sprites all over the place, and when you pick them up, at any point you can ready the laser beam, which now scorches the target's hit and causes them to ignite upon death. So not only do we create a lot of fire sprites with this, we constantly have the laser mode, and that laser mode will scorch and ignite a lot of stuff. So it's like a dream pairing for my Starfire build that was already revolving around picking up fire sprites and spreading more scorch and constantly having radiant restoration going. So with this, you create even more fire sprites, all of which will give you grenade energy back when you pick them up and give you restoration because of Mercy. And then through the artifact, we have the thing where rapid solar precision hits will give us radiant, and with Empyrean, we'll extend the duration of both Radiant and Restoration, and constantly have a grenade back with Starfire, and our fusion grenades or our nuclear bombs, along with our Devil's Ruin with the laser beam. I mean, you just have a lot of really hard-hitting options with this build with Devil's Ruin. And it doesn't stop there. We also have reciprocal draw from the artifact, where rapid non-sidearm final blows grant sidearms a period of increased damage for a short time upon the next draw. So now on the champion, our sidearm usually hits 83, and then we get a few final blows with a different weapon. You'll see it will say the perk is ready, and we pull out the sidearm, we'll have the perk for 5 seconds, and under that, we'll be doing a lot more damage. This is going to be a 33% buff, which is quite a lot. And adding that on top of a laser beam that already does a lot of damage and is currently bugged, champions stand no chance. So Unstoppable just completely destroyed. But not only Unstoppables, this is just doing a lot of damage, period. And it's a primary weapon, right? Given the fact that it's also they'll imply a Scorch and cause ignitions, and that's not happening even faster while playing the Solar subclass with Starfire, throw a grenade. I mean, there's not much in the game that's going to survive like a grenade plus laser beam combo. So I've been using Sunshot a lot on my Starfire build, but I think I'm going to start running Devil's Ruin quite a lot. Sunshot's still going to be better for group accurate, obviously, but for things with a lot of champions or high ult targets, Devil's Ruin might be the way to go. I mean, it is just so strong. And now in this build, we have 3 ways to create fire sprites, all on different cooldowns, I believe. We have the fragment on our subclass. We can create them every 5 seconds from the Devil's Ruin itself. And then there's a few ways to create them randomly from the artifact. So just in general, there's going to be fire sprites everywhere that give us restoration, give us like a huge chunk of our grenade back. It's just a really good build. Definitely try it out. And I will link that build down below. It's pretty much the exact same. I haven't changed anything since my original Starfire build. And I do think this is still the best fragment setup and even stronger with this weapon. Anyways, that's going to be it for the video. Definitely try this out. Even once it's fixed, Devil's Ruin with this mod is still going to be S tier. And in this build, even better. So like usual, there might be some gameplay left. Thanks for watching. Catch you guys next time.